never give up in your dream, but also realize you have to work towards it. Preparation plus opportunity equals success.
I love your backstory. First off, full disclosure, my husband is a twin.
So, oh, that's so cool. Awesome.
And he would say he's a real twin like you.
Yes. Identical. Yes, I know what that means.
But he says I'm a real twin because he's an identical twin like you.
I get it.
And you're the older one, just like he is. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah,
how many parts? How many minutes?
A few minutes.
Apart? Okay.
Just like you guys, right?
Yeah.
I did a little research.
Okay, cool.
I did just a little bit of research.
Okay.
So you're born in Germany. You grow up in Southern California.
Southern California.
What was childhood like for you?
I have to say, I thank God for my parents that they kind of balanced it out for me, because a lot of my childhood was on a soundstage. I started doing Sister Sister when I was 14.
So young.
And we finished when we were 20, 21. So I really didn't experience the whole high school life, so that when I got out, I was like, a whole new world. This is amazing. But I didn't have like breakups, you know, that people have in high school. So I had to learn all that later in life. So when I would call my friends and talk about that, they're like, Tamera, you didn't learn that when you were like 16? Like, no, I'm 22 and I feel like I'm 16. But we did have somewhat of a normal childhood at home. My mom did not care that we were on TV. She was very proud, but that didn't define who we, are as people. We had normal chores. We had to clean our rooms, clean the kitchen before we wanted to go out and go to a movie. She was kind of strict, but now that I'm a mother, I actually appreciate it. I'm very happy with the person that I am today. And I have to thank my mom and dad for that.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
When you were a really little kid, do you remember wanting to be an actress at that time?
I did. Actually, my sister and I were huge fans of Days of Our Lives. And do you remember a show called Star Search?
Of course I do. So
Yes.
you were auditioning?
Yeah, we actually auditioned for Star Search. We didn't make it. But we told our mom at 11 that we wanted to be on TV. And she did everything that she could to get us to, obviously where we are now. But we lived in Texas at the time, and she found us an agent in Los Angeles, but she made a deal with us. She said, I want you guys to stay in LA for a month, see if that works out. If you guys book a commercial, we're gonna move. And T and I did. We booked a Chrysler commercial, and we had a double dutch. We didn't know how to double dutch, but we were like, we're gonna learn this, and we did.
That's so cool.
Yep.
And I think that's really smart from a business standpoint, too.
Yes.
In business, you have to make these really tough decisions.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to put your entire life on the line, but you did it with a bit of a
Yes.
fallback plan, or
Yes.
at least you knew what you were getting yourselves into.
My mom is so big on having a second plan. She wanted us to finish college, which we did.
You studied psychology?
I did, and that helped out a lot with how to deal with social media. And it helped me out with my children. So I'm happy I have that in my, we always say it's another notch in our belt. So if acting or the entertainment world doesn't work, or I just decide to say I quit, I have something to fall back on.
You have a diversified portfolio of talents.
I like that, yes.
I like it too. I mean, I think it's such an important thing. When you were so young, you and your sister and your mom learning the industry, as
Yes.
it sounds like she really put her head down
Yes,
and sort of figured
she
out
did.
the ins and outs. What were some of the biggest surprises when you first got into it?
Okay, well, we were from Texas at the time, and we did pageants. We were very big on makeup and like bows and big dresses. So our first audition, we had all of that. And they were like, can you please take all that off? You're 11. You don't really need to like wear that. I think also dealing with rejection. I wasn't prepared for that. You hear a lot more no's than yeses. And I had to learn to not take that personally. But when you're 11, how can you not? You walk in the room, you say, Mom, I did my best. I don't understand why I didn't get the part. And later throughout life, I learned that, you know what, if you take a chair, I'm really good with analogies. If you take a really nice chair and you put it in another home, it may not fit. It doesn't mean it's not beautiful and it's not a great chair. It's just that it doesn't fit in that home. So I just wasn't right for that particular role. And then later, look, my sister and I got sister, which helped me become, well, where I am right now.
I think that's so healthy. And I really genuinely believe that that thinking is probably part of your success.
Yes, I'm a very positive thinker.
When it comes to your early stages of life learning, what were some of the things you did to learn your craft and learn skills overall?
Acting classes, those are big, and I still take acting classes.
Do you have a favorite acting exercise?
Tongue twisters.
Can we get you to do one?
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Do you ever do Unique New York?
Like a
Unique New York, Unique New York, Unique
you
New
know
York.
what? Yes, Unique New York, Unique New York, Unique New York.
Red leather, yellow leather?
Red. Whoa, you got me. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
I talk to so many people who have been in similar shoes as yours, and they all face rejection, but people out there don't recognize it because you see the highlights. We see the pedigree. We see the highlight reel of your life.
Yes, you see, I always say the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't really see you going through the tunnel.
The journey.
Yeah,
the crazy journey along the way.
Yeah.
So what was the biggest lesson you learned about business on this crazy journey?
Invest. Invest, invest,
really?
invest.
What do you invest in?
Well,
Yourself.
Myself, especially as a mom too. Whew, I had to learn that the hard way because there's a lot of mommy guilt. But I think a lot of the times when you are a child actor, you see a lot of money. And sometimes people don't understand that there are taxes that you have to pay. And whatever's left over, it's very important to invest your money because I like that I make money off of my money. Mm-hmm. So that's what I learned, and I'm glad I did that. And again, it's because of my parents.
And that is, for a lot of people out there who are listening, the earlier you start, you sort of had the luxury. You started really young.
That is true.
And your parents started thinking about it really young.
Yes.
But even the typical person out there who's not acting, not on Sister on TV when they're 14 years old, the younger you start, even if it's piecemeal, even if it's $20, $30 a week, a month, you're better off by the time you get to retirement or even before retirement. And then when you have kids, investing for them and getting their college fund together.
And that's what I'm thinking about now. I'm already thinking about their college education, already thinking about where I would like them to go to school. And nowadays, schools are like, it's insane. So you have to start thinking like now. My children are 3.5 and 1, but I have to.
Unfortunately. You went to Pepperdine. It's probably doubled at this point.
Oh, yeah. What I paid going to college is what I would eventually pay for my kids just going to, like, private school. Kindergarten.
This world is going insane.
I know.
This world is going insane. But you keep a calm, straight face throughout all of it.
Most of the time.
Most of the
I'm
time.
like a duck, though. Like, so when you
like
look at
this
a duck,
analogy.
see, another analogy. Like a duck is, you know, on top of the water in a lake. They seem very calm, but underneath they're like this.
But you're a boss mom, right?
Yes, I am.
So how do you become a boss mom?
I like to call myself a total boss mom. And basically a total boss mom is just someone who confidently conquers the juggling act of being a mom. I wear many, many hats, and I rely on using my cell phone to do that. So I partnered with Total Wireless, and basically it's just an affordable wireless service that gives moms the confidence to be that total boss mom. You can do it. There are so many different features on your phone that'll help you just organize your life, manage your time. A big one for me is I have this calendar app where my husband's on it. He can see it. My manager, my publicist, my assistant, my caretakers of my kids, so they know that they're not going to overschedule.
Everyone's on the same page.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this is the total boss mom secret.
Yes, oh yes, you have to stay organized. Otherwise, you're not gonna be the duck. You're just gonna be the chicken with his head cut off. You're gonna just be acting crazy.
You're gonna be a different kind of bird, and it's not such a good situation for this other bird.
No, it's not.
You're also on the show The Real.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's so much fun. Seriously, the girls they're fantastic. I love to just go to work and be. But not only that, we have each other's back. But the moment I hear, "This is our time," and I see Jeannie smile, or I see Lonnie say, like, "You got this," we go out there and we just have fun.
Yes. What have you learned from being a celebrity on social media?
Whew, that you are accessible. But what I have learned is to not take everything personally. It's easier said than done, honestly, but I have other things to worry about. I already have normal stress in my life with my children, work, trying to balance social life, like what's that? I'm not gonna let something that someone says about me that is not true take over my time and my positive energy. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna let their thoughts become my reality. So honestly, there are times I detox from social media. We detox from everything else, but except social media. So when I feel like that negativity is getting to me, I just get off.
You sign off.
I sign off.
That's good advice.
Yes.
I mean, even people who are not living in the public domain like you do,
yeah,
they face this constant, people having constant opinions. If you can almost put the most innocuous thing out and somebody will have a thought about what you just said.
Yes.
You might not have even intended to say the thing that they take away from it.
And what's crazy about social media is one day I can say, "I like pink." And then you'll have people write, "Oh my gosh, how dare you? How dare you like pink? What's wrong with blue?" Then the next day you can be like, "Well, I like blue too." "What? You like blue? You suck."
You've left the pink people behind. How dare you?
You cannot. You can't please everyone.
You can't. And I think that people now have, for every person out there, there's about 3 opinions now too.
For the most likable person in America, there's always going to be 15-20% of people who think they are just horrible. And we just have to be okay with that. There's gonna be some negative people out there, but just don't take them personally or seriously.
I feel that way too. Worst advice. I'm sure in the course of your career, there have been some doozies, but what's the worst piece of advice you've received?
Oh my gosh. You know what, that's actually a very good question because I surround myself with people who actually give me great advice.
Well, that's a good answer. That's part of it. So you surround yourself with people.
I really do.
How about when you were just starting out?
Okay.
Were there any nefarious types running around giving you bad advice in the early stages?
I think people who ask for money up front from you. So maybe it was someone who told me to go with this agency and they asked me for a lot of money up front. I'm like, our family's like, we don't have that. And that's how we knew something was off, something wasn't right. So beware of gimmicks, ladies and gentlemen, because there are a lot of those in the entertainment business.
Yeah, and now on the internet and social media, there's just gimmicks everywhere. There's charlatans all over the place. Parting wisdom from you to people out there who have a dream. You clearly have a dream and have achieved that dream. What's your #1 piece of advice to getting that dream?
I would have to say, never give up. Never give up in your dream, but also realize you have to work towards it. Preparation plus opportunity equals success. You never want to receive an opportunity and you haven't even prepared for it. So make sure you are doing everything that you can in your power to be the best that you can be, and never stop learning. I think that's where people sometimes make a mistake. Like, I'm constantly learning. I constantly look to my producer on The Real and I say, is there anything that I can do better?